Pick'em special NFL Divisional Round Playoff Edition. We are going to do all 4 games. We will pick all 4 spreads. We'll also pick the over-unders. Let's hop right in. Yeah, you saw that? I just threw that on you.
Yeah, I didn't know that it was an automatic over-under type thing.
Yep. We're going to save the Patriots-Ravens for last so that Dave can talk about whatever he wants to talk about there. So we're going to start with the night game on Saturday. The Panthers at the Seahawks. Seahawks are plus 11. Over-under is 40.
Yeah, I love the Seahawks. The Panthers stink. No, they do. That wasn't like a punchline. That's like the Panthers. I mean, that whole AFC South. The fact that people are like, oh, watch out for the Panthers. No, the Panthers are horrible. The only reason they're in the playoffs is because they're in that division. They played basically an inept team that was arguably the worst playoff game in the history of the NFL. Seahawks at home they're going to roll them. I don't care if they only play the fourth quarter. If they don't show up till the fourth, this is a blowout. Logo out.
I'm kind of torn on this game because if you've seen the Panthers and the Seahawks play in the last 3 years, they play close. They've played 3 close games. They all have been in Carolina, though, and that's kind of the rub here. So,
what we have right now going on is the cleaning people are here. Hank is here. Renee is in Paris. And my dog is, that's right.
Manhunting?
Yeah, she jumped on a plane and went manhunting yesterday. So it's literally chaos. And Stella just is barking. So having said that, I will take Seattle still over because there's going to be a lot of Seattle playoff plays.
I'm taking the over as well. I'm going with Seattle. I've gone back and forth on this game because I do think the Panthers are a little bit better than people give them credit for, but
not.
It's still in Seattle, and that's if home field, classic betting, home field's always worth 3. What would you say Seattle's home field's worth? It's got to be worth at least like 5 or 6.
Yeah, it is. But the bigger thing here is if they fall behind, right? And Cam Newton, by the way, Cam Newton is infuriating to me. Like, I have a hard time watching Cam Newton without getting really agitated. I just hate how he celebrates everything, even when he stinks. Like somebody else runs for a touchdown. Why does he have to go to the back of the end zone and start pointing at people and do his Superman shit? That drives me nuts. I hate Cam Newton.
I hate him too. He does 2 things. He either scores unbelievable touchdowns where he runs and it looks like everyone should catch him and no one catches him, or he throws balls 10,000 miles per hour always behind his receiver. I feel like he throws behind his receiver more than anyone in the NFL. That's just a stat I came up with, but I think that's what Cam Newton does.
What do you think about his celebration habits?
I'm okay with it. I'm torn on the celebration. I'm normally just fine with anyone celebrating anything over the top because I think the NFL needs more of that.
But he celebrates nothing. He celebrates nothing.
Right. I see what you're saying. I'm not big on guys who celebrate first downs like he does. But touchdowns, I'm okay with him doing the Superman thing.
Even when he is totally not related. He hijacks everyone else's touchdown.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So he'll hand it off to Jonathan Stewart. Jonathan Stewart will go 50 yards, and then Cam Newton will be like,
yeah, right.
That's lame. That's lame. I agree with that. I'm on your side for that one. I'm taking the over as well. I think the Seahawks are going to have 3 interceptions.
They're going to pick off Cam Newton 3 times.
3 times. And at least 2 of those are going to be instant offense the other way.
So, did I miss it? You're taking Seattle?
Yeah, I'm taking Seattle on the over.
All right, so we're on the same on that one.
All right, let's move on to the Cowboys and Packers. Packers are minus 5.5. Over-under is 52.5. Before I go to you here, I'm just going to say this fucking report that came out that Aaron Rodgers has a torn calf. so that he has a built-in excuse for when he sucks is such bullshit and such classic Aaron Rodgers. He clearly didn't say it, but he had his doctors say it because he never ever does anything wrong. I can't stand him. He's gonna fucking milk it. Joe Buck is gonna talk about his cap more than you're gonna. By the end of this broadcast, you're gonna be sick of hearing about Aaron Rodgers' cap. I guarantee it.
Absolutely.
So just get ready for that, everyone, because it's coming. It's gonna be Willis Reed on steroids because they're gonna do. There's gonna be they're gonna do close shots of his leg, just his leg, about 100 times. So get ready for that. It's gonna suck. Who do you like?
I like the Cowboys. I don't know that they're going to win the game, but I like the points 5.5. By the way, can we have people when I tweet out, and I went live last week. We didn't talk about that. I was back in the game last week. When I give my picks, and you ask me whether I'm taking them straight up or the spread, I want to punch you in the nose. Like, what type of kindergarten disgusting question is that?
That's Simon and Dante stuff. The Tout Boys have have poisoned the well for regular gamblers like us. That's the problem. To Simon the other night, Kentucky goes to overtime with who they playing? Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Kentucky's a 22-point favorite. Simon tweeted me. He said, "I will bet you my life Kentucky wins." So you're taking great, Simon. You're betting like minus 15,000 on the money line.
The fact that our guys are still in contact with Simon is the biggest upset of them all. Like, I thought when he walked out that door, he was as good as dead. Now he's part of the Tout Boys with Dante. It's crazy. But, yes, every fucking pick I give is versus spread. Unless I clearly state money line like plus 260, it's obviously versus the spread. This game, I'm taking the Cowboys. I just think it's going to be close. I think they dodged a bullet in a game they should have lost last week. Nobody expects them to win this week. You can play loosey-goosey. I think the Packers win, but I think it'll be close.
The Cowboys they're a weird team. That was a weird game on Sunday that we've obviously dissected a million different ways. It all comes down to whether the Cowboys can run. If they can run the ball, 30 times with DeMarco Murray and be effective, they can beat anyone in the NFL. They went to Seattle and beat Seattle. I'm going to take the points with you. I'm going to take the under. I don't know about you, but I think the Cowboys' whole play, their whole play calling is going to be to try to control this game and not let Aaron Rodgers beat them. So 52.5 is way too high. I know Aaron Rodgers is unbelievable at Lambeau, but it's cold. He's not going to want to throw. Guys aren't going to fucking want to, it's 0 degrees. It's going to be, snow. It's actually colder in Wisconsin than it is on Mars. So figure that one out. I saw that stat the other day. So I would take the under. What do you lean on the total?
I'm going over.
Really?
Yep.
Even though you're a big time, you've been taking the unders on a lot of these high totals.
I know. This one's not crazy. I mean, it's high, 52, obviously. Not in this new NFL. I just think that there's going to be points. And I think once somebody starts with points, I think everyone's just going to start throwing the ball around the barn. And I don't think either defense is that great. I could see, and once you make Romo start throwing, he's going to throw, just like you said in the Seattle-Carolina game, he may throw up some quick turnarounds, like quick interceptions into touchdowns. I don't know. I think this game kind of gets crazy.
See, here's how I think this one's going to go, and it's going to be a heartbreaker for the overbackers. It's going to be like 17-14 at half, or maybe even 20-14 at half. So you're at 34 points. Then there's going to start the third quarter, and one of these teams is going to go on one of those like 9-minute, 14-play drives, and then all of a sudden it's the fourth quarter, and you've only gotten 3 points in the second half.
That started the I think it was the helmet. One of the Patriots' losses to the Giants in the Super Bowl, I had the over, and the Giants drove 9 minutes for 3 points to start the game. I was like, forget about it.
Right, and that's it. You're done. You when you take an over that's over 52.5, you can't. If you go 9 minutes with 3 points, you're done.
Yep.
All right, going to the afternoon game on that Sunday. Colts Broncos -7. Over under is 54. Peyton he looks like a shell of himself. But the Colts on the road, I don't know how you can trust them. Who do you like in this one?
I know who I like. I was just debating the over in my head. I don't like that total at all. I like the Broncos. I think we talked about this before. The Colts throw out that last game versus the Bengals because the Bengals didn't have their two guys. The Bengals are the Bengals. The Bengals are horrible. You have to fire Marvin Lewis. You just have to. The Colts are terrible. The Colts are, people are saying the Colts are like good or blah, blah, blah. No, they're not. Luck is very good, but they're terrible. They lost some games like 100-0 this year. They're going to get their doors blown off this week.
If you took, and now obviously you can play this game for any team, but actually no, for the remaining teams, I think that if you did a replacement quarterback, you would be okay. If you took Andrew Luck off the Colts, they'd win like 4 games.
Agreed.
Broncos, Colts under is my play for the total in this game. I'm taking the Broncos. I'm taking the under. The Broncos, if you've watched them the last 8 weeks, they've just been trying to run the ball nonstop because they know. And have you seen Peyton Manning? He looks like he's 100 years old. He has nothing left.
Feilberg does not wear weight well. Like, he's got to stop going to the gym. I saw him in the back, and he doesn't look right. But here's what I'm worried about this game. I think the Broncos, I don't know that the Colts, this may be a game where the Broncos run for 9 yards a carry, 20 yards a carry. The Colts are going to, and then they're going to have to throw. We both like Denver. I just think, I don't like the total, but if I had to take it, I'd go over.
You'd go over 54.
2.
No, 52 is the Packers game.
Oh, this is 54? Yeah, I'd still go over 54.
All right, so let's go to the primetime game for you tomorrow afternoon. Ravens-Patriots. Patriots are 7-point favorites. The over-under is 48. There's been a lot of talk. A lot of, the Ravens aren't scared. The Ravens kind of own the Patriots. You have something to say to those people, so let's hear it.
No, and again, I always speak the truth, so I'm going to speak the truth right now. The Ravens clearly aren't scared of the Patriots. They shouldn't be. They've had success here, one of the few teams. But, the greatness of the New England Patriots is people make it sound like success is they've come in and beaten us 10 times in a row or something. I mean, the playoffs, we've beaten them once. They've beaten us twice. One of the times they beat us was irrelevant. It was like a wild card game where we were terrible. And just by the grace of God, to quote Selena Gomez, we were in the playoffs and lost by 100. So I don't even consider that. We got dominated in the AFC Championship, fine. Very different teams. Also, you can't throw out the game that we went into Baltimore last year when Baltimore needed to win that game to get into the playoffs, and we beat them by 40. Can't throw that game out. That team from last year, Baltimore, is much closer to this team than the Super Bowl team. In the fact that there's a lot...
Oh, my God. Good thing the cleaning lady's there. Did that just go everywhere?
Yeah, not on the computer. No, we play through it, Hank. We play fucking through it.
Sure your dog doesn't drink it.
It's water.
Oh, I thought it was coffee.
No.
Oh, doesn't matter.
That's the super big mug, though. That's not good. But the fact that this thing's around 7 makes me actually more confident. The fact that I'm actually a little bit nervous about it makes me more confident. Whenever I think the Patriots may struggle, they don't. I didn't think there was any way they'd lose the AFC title game when they did. So I'm actually reversing, starting to feel good. And from an X's and O's perspective, the huge difference here is... our defense is better than their defense this year. In the past years, their defense was better than ours. It's not. This year, our defense is better, and that's going to be the difference. I think I said it on the rundown yesterday. There's stats on Darrelle Revis versus Flacco. I don't think Flacco's ever completed a pass on him, ever, in like his whole career. So I like where we're at. I think it'll be a good game. People saying, oh, Brady, you got to get pressure on Brady. I hate when people say that. That's every fucking quarterback who's not that mobile. Obviously, they're going to get pressure on him. Obviously, they're going to sack him a couple times. That's a given. I just need Brady to know our defense is fine. You don't have to make every play. Don't force the ball. 20 points, 17 points wins us this game.
Yep. Well, I agree with that aspect. That I would definitely take the under, and I think both teams are going to have a little bit of a hard time to score. In terms of the spread, gun to my head, I think the Patriots are going to win, but I still think this is going to be like a field goal game. I just don't. I just think that you get to a point where you have two teams, and I know, and I agree with you. You can't bring up a playoff game from 2009 when the first play of the game was like a 80-yard Ray Rice run. That's the most irrelevant thing of all time. The guy's out of the league.
And the Patriots are terrible. Like, they weren't good that whole year.
But I do think that this is one of those games where both teams are there. These are the two best teams in the AFC, in my opinion. And these are the two teams that whenever they get together, they're going to play, like the Ravens are going to play tough, and they aren't scared of the Patriots, which does matter. Because if the Patriots go up 10-0, the Ravens aren't going to like just roll over. And I think that if you had the Colts or the Bengals or even maybe the Steelers, those kind of teams, they would just roll over. Whereas the Ravens, they'll stay in this one. And Joe Flacco, I'm done doubting Joe Flacco.
Yeah, the only thing I'm going to say about that is at some point you are what you are. And it's almost like when the Patriots lost that game, people just, the first one of the Ravens where they got blown out, people are like, oh, it's the playoffs. They'll kick it in. The Patriots do that. The Ravens have stunk pretty much the entire year, with the exception of last week versus, I think, an overrated Steelers team. I don't think you turn it on in one week. I mean, they almost lost to fucking, who did they? Cleveland end the year with like the quarterback from South Carolina. If San Diego doesn't puke, they're not in the playoffs. The week before, the Texans stink. They got crushed by the Texans. Those are games they needed to win. I don't know. Past years, that hasn't been the Ravens down the stretch. So,
the year they won the Super Bowl, remember, they weren't that good. They were a wild card team.
Yeah, but I don't.
Lost 3 in a row at one point in that season. They weren't that good of a team. People didn't think they needed that Hail Mary in Denver to and that's the kind of shit that Joe Flacco does now. That Hail Mary in Denver, like that was a joke. And that's like at some point a team just has that like that horseshoe. And like I said, I still think that the Patriots are going to win this game. But I just think that there's going to be a couple Ravens horseshoe plays that are going to come into play, and it's going to keep it within the number. They will get pressure on Brady, too, because the Ravens secondary is going to get torched if they don't get pressure on Brady. That's going to be their entire game plan, is getting their pass rushers at Brady. And that's all that they can do. It's kind of like they actually have a little bit of a Giants feel to them on defense, where they don't have a good secondary, but they have some unbelievable. I mean, Elvis Dumervil is one of the best pass rushers in the game.
Yeah, no, they're good, but and I'm just going to keep throwing things out though from the gambling. I haven't heard anybody say they like the Patriots minus the points. Nobody.
That's true, and that should tell you something. Let's see what the percentage is. Because I mean, a long-time rule is that if everyone likes an underdog, then you know there's something wrong.
And it's not like moving either. It's like the 7 points is a lot of points. The way people are talking about the Ravens, you'd think this would be a 3.5, 4-point game. It's not. It's a touchdown, and everyone's saying it's like a pick'em. Makes me love the Patriots. Those things, the way this game's shaping up, it just seems like the Patriots are ready to drop a bomb on this team's head. That's how. And that's not me being a Patriots guy, because I'm nervous about it. But I'm telling you, when I get nervous about the Patriots, that's when they drop nuclear bombs on people.
All right, so let's go to Mortal Locks. Are you going to pick the Patriots as your Mortal Lock?
Oh, yeah. Yes, Patriots on my Mortal Lock.
Hank, who's your Mortal Lock?
Packers.
Packers minus 5.5. Really, Hank?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to take. You want to go Mortal Lock off? It's 2-1 right now.
Yes, 2-1 me. Yeah, I'll go Mortal Lock off.
Okay, I'll take the Ravens plus the 7.
Also, side note, just to add, tomorrow's one of those once-in-a-lifetime days for me. That horse Roman Approval, who came in last time, he's running. Now, I only own 20% of them. Smoke Show is running in the middle of the Patriots game.
Oh my god.
7 o'clock he's running, and then I got the Patriots. Renee's in France capturing terrorists. It's just going to be popcorn, pizza, Chinese, my dog doing 3 poops, and out.
Those days, though, do those days make you a little nervous? Because those days, like, flash forward to 8 o'clock tomorrow night, you could be just a broken man. If things don't go your way, that could be, like, putting that much into one day always scares me.
Or I could be top of the world. I'm trying to think. The race is the smoke show race, which is the bigger one for me. I think is 7:20. So I'm trying to think what I'm going to do if it's like first and goal with the game on the line.
You need 2 TVs. Go buy a second TV.
Yeah.
You should have 2 TVs anyway. That's crazy. All about the 2 TV line.
Yeah, I'd have to do it in this office. I would get overruled pretty quick for the anywhere else in the house.
All right, we're gonna do a 15-minute pick 'em on Monday. So look for that. We'll do the national championship. We'll do some props. We'll do all that garbage. I think we both agree we're gonna take Ohio State. That line makes no sense.
That line makes 0 sense.
So on Monday, look for that. We'll probably post it before the rundown. Other than that, good luck on Saturday. Good luck tomorrow. I mean, Barstool could be. We could have an emergency fire sale of T-shirts tomorrow night.
Yeah, be on the lookout. Although I feel good. I really feel good about. I don't know about the horses, but I feel good about these Patriots.
Are you back to live bullets?
Yeah, I said that. I bet last week, dead even. I can't win because here is my thing. I went 4-1. I started New Year's Day 4-1. But I took Florida State, so it's not really 4-1. I went 4-1 versus the spread, but I took Florida State money line, and then I did not take Ohio State money line, so I fucked myself there. And then I just started going out of control, like I had East Carolina, and I had the over in that game.
That was the perfect game to end my bowl season because I got my ass handed to me, and that game was the most frustrating game to watch.
Yeah, it was.
Unbelievable. They turned the ball over 70 times in the red zone.
And who else was inside the 5 like 100 times and got no points? Maybe it was that game. But anyways, every game I had opinion on, I won, but I was like even.
That's the worst.
Because I'm a freight train. That's what people don't get. Once I turn it on, I stopped at the end of the week, so I have no balance this week. I just start betting everything, like literally everything.
I know. Second half, college. I've been doing too much college basketball. I think I'm actually going to go retire for the month of February, so look out for that. All right, we'll see everyone on Monday when we do the pick 'em for the national championship.
All right.